In this segment, we want to show you a few tricks and tips as to how to quickly use the platform to your advantage. If you're on the currency pair of the Australian yen and you wanted to scroll through several others, you can click on the currency pair you want to see, drag it over. When you see the little box below your cursor, you just let go and you see the currency pairs change. So you can see that you can go through and look at many different currency pairs in a short period of time. One of the ways that I use this technique is to learn how to find trades quickly. And with the indicators, you just have to look at a few key spots and it'll tell you whether something's developing or not. We show all that in our trading system. The next thing we want to do is something that I use a lot. It's how to bring the crosshairs up quickly. You can click up here and bring the crosshairs up, and then left click and they go away. Or a faster way is you press on the roller wheel between your buttons. Use it as a button and that will bring up the crosshairs really quickly. Then you can move around and see what the prices are. You see the date at the bottom, and off to the left, the right, you see the price at that point where the crosshair is. Another feature that is very useful is while you have the crosshairs up, you put it on a point and you left click. And as you move the mouse, the crosshair stays put. You'll see some numbers forming. So if you were to look to see this trade right here, you'd see the first number is a 4. That's the number of 4 time frames we moved over. The second number is 63. That's the number of pips that it moved. And the third number is the price at that point. That's a very useful feature. Put the crosshairs back up again and show you a useful feature that we use. We would then click on the crosshairs, drag back over to this side of the screen, and see that we moved 72 time periods. And we're not moving up and down very much. We're not looking for that. We're just seeing how many time periods we've used. And this is something that we use to show people how much historical data you need to have to make a trade. You don't need as much as most people look at, and we show you all that so you don't have to spend your time going back in history, and you can just spend your time trading in the moment. Another feature that we use, we've talked a little bit about possibly the plus and minus zoom in and zoom out. I like to use the plus and minus key on the keyboard. That is a little easier and faster, and if you want to see a lot of history, you can zoom clear out and see what the long-term history was and zoom back in. Those are some features that we find very helpful when you're zooming in and out on the currencies. The next thing we want to show you is how to change time frames on the platform. Right now we're currently in a 1 hour. Let's see what it looks like when we go to a 4 hour. This is the same chart on a 4 hour. Each one of these bars is representing 4 hours of time. Now we'll go down and say, let's see what it looks like on a 30-minute. So there we have a different time frame. The other thing that we find is that you can look for multiple signals very quickly. One time frame will give you a good signal. The next one may not be easy to read, so you always go to the place that it's easiest for you to read. We teach people not to just be tied to one time frame and not to just be tied to one way of entering the market. There are many different signals that we use. One time one is a more predominant signal, and another time we use a different signal. Many times we use combinations of signals to get us into the market. That's the best thing we found on our system, so you're getting some good entry points. We'll also show you the best time frames to trade while you're working a full-time job. That makes it so that you can learn before you have to jump in and be a full-time trader. Also show you how to use the least amount of time so you can spot multiple trades in many different areas and take advantage of those that are moving right at that time. We'll go over some more tricks and tips later. So thanks for looking at it, and review this as many times as you need to see how these little tricks work.